changes.
Ik bin...
Ik spreche nicht Deutsch.
Oh, Nick Deutsch? Do you want some fentanyl?
I'm Adolf Hitler.
For this week's video, I am of course reviewing Fallout 76. I know every MMO has a bad launch, but Fallout 76 had a notoriously terrible and even somewhat criminal launch. Imagine being sued because your game is just that bad. I actually played this game on release, and believe it or not, I had a good time. But like most people, Appalachia, Alopecia, Alpaca, wherever it was, it got stale pretty quickly. I get that it's based in a post-apocalyptic wasteland, but did it have to feel so lifeless?
It's the apocalypse. It's not an amusement park, okay?
On top of that, there were a lot of bugs, there were a lot of inconsistencies, the game was very unbalanced, and there wasn't a human NPC in sight. However, in the past 4 years, there has been a heap of updates, and dare I say it, some players have even started to praise this game. So to carry on the trend of milking the algorithm for all it's worth, I am of course going to look at Fallout 76 and whether it's worth playing in 2023. Oh, and whilst I've got your attention, maybe consider subscribing. I'm so close to 20k, it actually hurts. So let's start with the basics, shall we? Fallout 76 is the latest in the Fallout series, and it's actually set prior to all the other Fallout games. It's set 25 years after the Great War, which is essentially when China nuked America in-game. But luckily, you have been living in a vault this whole time. However, you are tasked with going out into the wasteland and exploring and seeing what's happening above the surface. But don't worry, because you're not alone, as every other player has the same task as you. And this is the key element which sets it apart from all the other Fallouts, as it's the first Fallout to include multiplayer, but not just that, it's a massively multiplayer online game. The Fallout series has always been known for its attention to detail, and Fallout 76 is not going to break that trend. The world is littered with trinkets and Easter eggs, and the character customization is as detailed as you could ever want it to be. Perhaps maybe a bit too detailed. Fuck's sake. I didn't mean to make him German. As I said, detailed. Fallout 76 uses a modified version of the Bethesda creation engine, which has been used for Skyrim and Fallout 4. So if you are familiar with the other Fallout titles, this won't feel so alien to you. In comparison to Fallout 4, it's apparently 4 times bigger.
It is 4 times the size of Fallout 4.
And of course, 16 times more detail.
It allows us to have 16 times the detail.
And yet, I do feel like Fallout 4 looks 10 times better than this, and feels a lot less jankier. It's worth noting as well, I have all my settings set to Ultra. Despite those questionable improvements, the game still runs and feels like a Fallout title. And that's not to say that it's always felt this way. At the start, there were no human NPCs in the game, which gave it a very weird feel about it. It didn't feel true to the Fallout brand. The idea that the players would be the NPCs who interact with each other just didn't really work. So the fact that they've gone ahead and added in new human quest lines just makes the game feel all in all more Fallout-ish. One of the biggest problems that this game has though is the way it takes on the whole idea of a MMO. Like if you die, you can just simply respawn. There's no real loss to you. 99% of all quests in this game are soloable, and although there is proxy chat, very little players use it, if any at all. Alright, now drop loot before we kill you. Drop loot, we're gonna kill you. Drop loot. Drop loot. I'm gonna kill you. Drop your pants. Give me your pants. Give me your pants.
Surprise, motherfucker!
How dare you! Go here, you little fuck! Go back here! But hey, if we're being honest, that's not necessarily a Fallout issue, more of a MMO issue. Leave a like if you're one of those players who are too afraid to talk in voice chat. Come on, I see you. Leave that like. With all that being said though, they have done a very good job at introducing public teams. Not only that, there are world events, dailies to actually complete, and somewhat of a battle pass, all of which were either missing on day one or just very lackluster versions of what they are now. One of the biggest surprises, and quite frankly a nice surprise, is the fact that the Atom Shop isn't so predatory.
What? How about that? Isn't that amazing?
Atoms are easily earned in-game and don't take that long to save up. And better still, there's no real pay to win in the Atom store, it's basically cosmetics. And that's not to say there isn't a variety of cosmetics in the game either. Fallout 76 has a huge variety of costumes that you can simply pick up just from exploring the wasteland. So it's safe to say they've done a lot right over the years, however there's a lot that still needs to be improved. The combat could be smoother, the graphics could be better, and the AI could be slightly more intelligent than what it currently is. But for me, one of my biggest gripes with this game is simply the PvP. One of the biggest problems with PvP in this game is just simply the players' attitudes towards it. It also doesn't help that when you first start this game, you are actually put on passive mode, which means no PvP could ever take place. This is obviously done to stop low level players being griefed, but the problem goes deeper than that, because to actually activate PvP, I have to willingly shoot you, and then only if you shoot me back can we engage in a PvP conflict. 1v1 me. Oh, you wanna go? You wanna go? Come on, shoot me. Shoot me. Shoot me. I'm high on fentanyl. Shoot me. Jesse, we have to cook. Jesse.
Please, Marcus. Do shut him out.
Jesse. Which is just dumb. And this is dumb for two main reasons. And reason number one is because this can cause accidental PvP. Perhaps you shoot a rocket at a feral ghoul and you accidentally hit a crowd of people. All of a sudden, you are Fallout's most wanted. And obvious reason number two, it takes away the element of surprise. And my misery. I'll put my mouth in the gun as well.
I like roleplay, but this is amazing.
I'm not seeing anything because I'm in the shops.
Oh, he's going, let's go! PvP! PvP! Let's go! If I shoot you, you know my intentions, which gives you time to get out your most powerful weapon and potentially one-bang me. It also doesn't help that when I attack people, I get a wanted level of me, so people can see me on the map, come over and attack me. Once again, they can attack me without me being able to attack them, because PvP in this game is just dumb.
Dude.
Ich bin Volta Veit. Ah!
Oh yeah, that's true.
Despite all this though, I have found like-minded people who have been happy to attack me back, and we've had little bouts. You don't really lose anything, just a couple of caps and you're scrapped, which is in by no means a real big loss. The most surprising thing about Fallout 76 is at one point it had a battle royale which was super popular, and yet it was eventually cancelled.
Who the fuck do you think you are?
It even had servers which were PvP only, where you couldn't see other people and you can attack anyone whenever you like, though you can imagine how dead those servers actually were. There are even public events which are PvP orientated. So it's actually kind of surprising the amount of PvP they tried to put into this game, but it simply doesn't take. It's a strange notion to think that a game based on conflict in the aftermath of nuclear war, where people are literally fighting for survival, that players just don't want to fight each other. You can't really blame the devs for this one, it's very much a player attitude, which is a shame because the PvP is really good fun. Despite the game's rocky history, there is still a large community that play this game. Even to this day, this game boasts an average of 8,000 concurrent players, and that's just on Steam charts. Bear in mind, the game is cross-platform and features on Xbox Game Pass. Bethesda themselves has said that there are 13.5 million players, though obviously that's not active players. But in general, the community has been very welcoming. Even though I've been hell-bent on trying to get some PvP, the players have actually been really nice. They've been offering me stuff, trying to help me out, and it's been a very wholesome experience. Even though I have been a prick at times. So, sorry I guess. But overall, it seems to have a healthy population, it hasn't fluctuated too much over the last couple of years, and I think it's safe to say, as long as they keep producing content, they're going to keep a very loyal fan base. As someone who's had to start over again, it's actually been a very nice player experience. I can't say too much about endgame at this point because I haven't had the chance to experience it, but from what I've seen, there are players who are level 1000 and above. So surely there's some sort of grind or endgame grind that these people are doing. Either that or they're just here for the housing or the RP. But overall, I can see that it's improved over the last 4 years. It's no longer the empty shell of a game that it once was. So in terms of whether you should play it in 2023, why not? If you already own a copy, jump back in. Now's a really good time. And if you don't own a copy, either download it with Game Pass or do what I did and buy it on CD keys for about £13. I have to say, it's been worth the money so far. But feel free to share your thoughts with me. Maybe you're a veteran endgame player who's actually still enjoying it to this day, 4 years later. Or maybe, like me, you've come back to it and find it a refreshing experience. Comment below. And on that bombshell, I'll end the video. As always, if you've liked what you've seen, please leave a like. If you want to see more of my content, by all means subscribe. And I'll leave a couple of videos on the screen for you now, which you might enjoy. And once again, thank you to all my patrons and YouTube members. See you in a bit.